Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Modern Practical Guide to a Positive Full Life. This is your go to friend. Today, we're going to talk about what is this guide and what it's not. This is going to be a bit of an intro. It might be a little longer than the other videos, but bear with me. So, without any further ado, we can get started. What is it? This guide is a guide to life. I've found that life is filled with complicated situations and it's just hard. Um, and I know everyone is unique and you cannot give advice that matches everyone. But I wish there was just a way to figure it out more easily. I feel a lot of times you don't even know where to start. And so this guide is that it's a guide to help you with everyday difficult things, and it's stuff that's been said before. I'm not going to cite things because I want people to understand it and do it because they feel it deep down inside that it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense to you, then you're probably not going to do it. You're not going to believe you can do it. So a lot of this stuff is just stuff that's said and it's been modernized ideally for today's public. I want to start off by saying that it says it's positive, but it's not about denying the negative. It's not about hiding or running away from it. It's about positively dealing with the negative, and that means first dealing with that emotion and going through the process of maybe you have to scream, maybe you have to go and do something to get it out. But once you get to a point where you can actually process it, you can figure out why. A lot of times, if we just ask why, we find the positive under that negative emotion. But it's okay to feel negative and feel bad and feel any type of bad emotion, as it might be called. This is about being full. It's not about being happy. A lot of times I feel that happy has a negative connotation towards it. I know it sounds weird, but it's just you want this blissful happiness, and this isn't that. This is about being full. And a lot of times I give the example of eating. You can eat a really good meal and you just eat it. You're just at the end of it feel sick, and this is not about that. This is about eating a really good meal and looking forward to coming back and afterwards feeling good, feeling full, feeling content, and just looking forward to more of that, and not feeling like you've had too much. So it's about being full. And I like to start off by saying that it's not a semantic thing. It's not about what I define as this or that. These ideas are ideas. And so if there's a word that doesn't have a positive feel towards it, then I ask you to change the word, because I'm just choosing the word that in my mind conveys that idea. So I'm not locked into any word. It's about the idea behind the this guide, and it's about finding out the why. To be positive, one needs to love oneself, find out their why, and then make that their purpose with others. And so it's about finding that out, and it's going to be a pillar that you'll see throughout the guide that will be incorporated in other things, but it's very important. Um, it's about perspective. This guide, a lot of times, I'm not saying to let people take advantage of you, but if you cannot do anything and someone does take advantage of you, uh, then why not look at it the most positive you can so that you can move forward? It doesn't help to get angry or upset at a person if you don't have any power over them and you're never going to see them again, perhaps. So it's better just to assume the positive and move forward. And we'll go over things like that. It's about being the best you. It's about highlighting your options and making things simpler. So breaking it down to if you have a problem, you have three options and that type of thing. I again understand that everyone's unique. I'm not saying this guide is specifically meant to be followed. It's a guide. I do ask that if you find an exercise or something you want to try, that you try it the way I'm presenting it. I've experienced it many times with different people throughout the world, and if it works, then move forward and tweak it to figure out what is best for you. But don't tweak it before you try it. In other words, but I do encourage everyone to try it. This guide is very much about now. It's not about waiting for tomorrow. It's not about dwelling on the past. It's about focusing on now, and that you have everything you need to be full and happy now. And so uh, we're not going to be talking about the negative of tomorrow or yesterday. It's about what we can do today. It's simple, but it's a lot of work. Um, and once you figure it out, you realize the value of it. But it's going to be constant work. But once you make it habit, then it'll just be second nature. Um, it's about highlighting that the world that you see is a reflection of you because you're in it. Eh, let's see. The other thing is understanding that there are bigger problems and we're not addressing them here in this guide. And I'll go into that later. Um, but it's an opportunity to be a new person. It's about believing in yourself and understanding that you deserve to be happy and you deserve to be loved, and you can be loved and you can be happy. Um, that you have the power. It's about empowerment to you as an individual. Because in the end, the only thing you control is you. And so, if you want to change something, the only way to change it is changing yourself, and that's going to be a basis that we'll see moving forward. It's also based on logic. I'm a very logic-based person, and so I wanted to make something that was logical, so it'd be easy to follow, but at the same time make sense to people. Um, you're going to see a lot about love. Now, love is it's just about accepting another person or yourself with no strings attached. Just caring about them and not really needing to change them. Um, what it's not is not about fixing those bigger problems. This is not about solving global problems. But I do believe it's the first step. I believe that it's difficult to these bigger problems because it needs many people, and I believe that many people aren't ready and find it difficult to address those problems. And so this allows for somebody to be in a good mindset and then be able to go out and be effective and invoke change. Because in the end, I believe that the bigger problems are something that's meant for us to take on as a whole, um, because they're structural, systematic, social constructs that involve big sacrifices that we need to make as a society. Um, so in the end, this is about what one individual needs, not about what the world needs to prosper and move forward. And that's the other thing. This is not about success, about money, about prosperity, about any of that. This is about fullness. Again, this is not about gluttony. This is not about making money or getting the best of people. This is about getting the best of you and being full. Um, and that's it. Now, I'm going to make another video. It's going to be the second video, so please look out for it. It will be about how we're going to do this on a very basic level and who I am and why I'm doing it. And please look out for that. Please follow us. It's on Cultum Vita. We are on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and it's about helping people. So I hope that if you find something that you hear that you think is useful, maybe not to you, or maybe you're not ready right now, that you at least forward it to someone you think it could help. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.